Well, I think it's gone very well. It's very intense, but it's very rewarding for the effort that you put into it. It's great to come to a course and then be so hands-on and such a practical kind of guide straight away.
The bootcamp's been really successful this year, I think. We started it last year and that worked really well. It's really an intensive course for the students to get used to the kit, so that when they have fantastic ideas they're not hindered by saying, well, which button do I press, or how does this microphone work?
I think it's a good module to study because you get to work in a team, in a group, and really any sort of TV or film production you will have to work in a group, so it gets you used to all of that discipline. You also have quite a lot of autonomy to make your own productions. As the module goes on, you are working in your groups to do increasingly more difficult studio productions, which can involve filming on location, script writing, set design, all sorts of elements pulling the programme together, so you can get to be quite creative as well. So it's a creative module, but one that teaches you a lot about teamwork.
It's great to just be in there with other people, group work, and just be able to produce films straight away rather than kind of doing some theory first. It's just, go out and just do stuff, and if you make a mistake at this stage, it just doesn't matter. You're just trying to be creative, trying to do something different, and it's just really a good way to start the course, I think.
This is really beneficial to the students in that it's exactly what happens out there. It is real professional practice. You can't go out and start shooting unless you know what it is that you're going to produce. So you have to identify your goals, you have to identify the people you're going to talk to, and you have to identify exactly what it is that you want to communicate. And only then can you start pulling together an outline, a script, a structure, and then go out and shoot. You don't go out and shoot and then pull it together in an edit.
All the lecturers are different, they all have different ways of teaching, and they're all beneficial to us, and some are more serious than others, but they all get the point across and they're all quite good.
Yes, I do think it's beneficial. I think it's very intimidating when you start a new course at university. There's a big group of you don't know anybody, there's an awful lot to take in. I think where bootcamp is good is that you have a bit of freedom to fail, if you like. You have an intensive month where you learn all the sort of technical skills that you hopefully need. You learn how to switch a camera on, you learn how the gallery works, you learn how the studio cameras work. All that sort of basic technical knowledge, you hopefully will have that by the end of boot camp, and then from that point onwards you can really start to apply your creative skills as well to the work that you're doing without having to worry about the technical side of things, because hopefully that will have gone in during boot camp.
First year boot camp has gone really well. I know some stuff already, so it's a bit of a worry for me, but I like knowing how I can go back to technicians like editing. I'm not really strong at that. I know I can go back and get a refresher course on it.
My particular part of bootcamp is to try and instill some sort of skills appreciation to the students, that it's not just about picking up the camera and pressing the red button. There's a lot of pre-production. 90% of what you do is pre-production, so you've got to be ready, you've got to know what you want to do when you get out there, otherwise you're just wasting your time, and time costs money.
I feel like bootcamp has gone really well. We get to meet loads of new people, and it's interesting because you work with different people on each topic and things, and you learn how to use all the equipment, and it's beneficial because you learn everything, even the basic things. It was a good way to make friends because, like I said, you meet different people, and every project you do, you work with different people, so it's a good way of making new friends.
In the audio part of bootcamp, we teach about the kit, the recorders, we teach about the software, Adobe Audition, and they get lots of opportunities to make things, lots of opportunities to create things in audio terms. And it's the first time they've really considered audio and the way it can be used to sort of create pictures in people's minds. So they have exercises like just creating a soundscape, just using sounds, or half a dozen sounds, something like that. Or they have to create a drama in 60 seconds, or the thing they're doing today, they're making a podcast. So I'm looking forward to hearing them a little bit later.
I think it was very beneficial. I mean, I made a lot of friends within like the first 4 weeks, which was really fun. It was a quick way to get to know each other really quickly, like getting into groups and stuff. So you kind of had to work with these people, and it was good to get to know them and make new friends.
It's interesting because we didn't do TV studio in Bootcamp last year, so I didn't start working with the current second years until they'd been through Bootcamp. So by then they all knew each other and they'd made friends. This year I was working with the first years right from day one, so that was interesting because at the start they were much quieter, they were quite nervous, they were new to things, nobody knew anybody else. It's been interesting over the 3 weeks, they've really sort of warmed up quite a lot now, and I'm sort of, their personalities are starting to come across. They seem a lot more confident, they seem a lot more comfortable with it. On the plus side, it's very good because they do now have basic studio skills, just very basic, but they're sort of getting the idea. So they'll be able to start doing the more complicated productions quite a bit earlier in their course than the previous year's group did.